Thanks for the light. My goodness. Okay. Long time ago, I was just a little boy. And at summer camp, I had to go to summer camp because my parents sent us away to summer camp. I think they got some deal where someone else paid for it. So it was 1 week free summer camp, freedom from the kids, so they sent us away. Somewhere on the lake, and there was the woods, and there was a little bit of sand, and there were mosquitoes everywhere, and bats flying around at night, and big vultures, and balloons caught in the trees in the middle of the wilderness. And we go to this camp, we stay in this little cabin with a whole bunch of other strange, scared little boys who were shaking at night. We'd have to do games at the beach, and we had to play broom hockey, and we had to play tetherball, which is the most inane sport. You just hit a ball tied to a pole. And yeah, we had to make God's eyes. Remember those? You just put popsicle sticks together and then wrap a string around it, and they call it art. And I kind of hated it, but I kind of loved it too, because I was a sadomasochist, you know? And I had really big buck teeth when I was a kid, and everyone teased me, and I was called the buck-tooth sadomasochist. So I sometimes would light the match and put it under my hand and see how long I get hold, because I really liked that. But I hated water sports, and we had to go swimming every day, and we had to go canoeing every day, and we had to go sailing every day. So I would pretend like right when we got to the water sports time of day that I had a stomach flu, or that I had some kind of serious virus, or that I had gangrene or something. And they would send me to the crafts center, a little crafts hut, where I made God's eyes for the rest of the day. So I met this boy there as well, who was always in the crafts room because he hated water sports. And I had buck teeth, and he had a big birthmark that was the shape of Texas right here on his neck. So they called him Texas Neck. His name was Frankie. And Frankie and I were best friends because we were stuck in the crafts tent all day. So we had to make God's eyes. And Frankie and I would make all kinds of these complicated, weird God's eyes that were like two God's eyes stuck together. Then we would take these twigs from the trees, and we'd put arms sticking out of the God's eyes. We'd make God's eyes tree, and then we put balloons in the God's eyes, and we'd God's eyes tree with balloons. We made all this special art. And one day, Frankie decided that he was going to make a bird God's eye. So he got all these feathers together from the feathers box, and he put some glue together from the glue box, and he got some glitter from the glitter box, and paper mache, and glue and paper mache and newspaper, and some permanent markers, and some bubble gum, and some little bit of hair ties. And somewhere he found a pack of cigarettes, and he used those to tie up. And he made this huge, complicated bird God's eye that had these giant wings that were like as big as our outstretched arms, and it had a big tail that looked like a dragon, and it was all twisted up with twist ties and garbage bags. It was very complicated. And at the end of the week, they had an art show, and he won first place in the art show. And so we decided, we were so proud of this thing that we were going to perch it on a tree in the middle of the camp, and that we were going to show it off to everybody in the camp. And sometimes we thought we could scare people with it too. So we climbed the tree, we tied it up, and then when someone would walk by, we'd go, caw, caw. And we'd look up, and you would see this big flapping God's eye bird thing coming out of the tree. Because we also tied strings to it so that its wings moved. And we put a tape recorder inside of it. And it just was blasting heavy metal music. thought we would burn it. We'd have a big bonfire and a big, I don't know, we thought we'd do some kind of mystical thing. And we would paint our faces, take it down, put stones, and make some kind of prayers and meditations to Chippewa Indians.